Well, we went to the break with the theme of good young American drivers. We're riding with one right now in Colin Braun, who notched up another accomplishment of his young and impressive career. Last week at Le Mans, finished on the podium for Risi Competizione in Krone Racing. And from all reports and from what I believe, he is the youngest ever driver to stand on a podium at Le Mans. As an 18-year-old, that's quite an effort.
And his future is quite bright. Let's say that. He's going to set on a lot more podiums than just Le Mans.
We're expecting Braun in any tick of the clock.
He's got 51 laps on this stint, so early 50s is what we've seen everyone else do.
I just saw him get real loose off the back part of that S's as he left two big old black streaks, rubber marks.
Very impressed with how the Ruby Tuesday team have turned their car around. They were not happy with it on the first day, and last night they made a bunch of changes. Jörg Bergmeister drove it, made 3 changes during the session. Pat got in, made a couple more, and he said, boy, by the end of it, we'd really revitalized this car. We're in good shape, and here is the leader.
This car hasn't been all that impressive in the early stages of the weekend, but come race time, the Krone 75 is looking good, Chris.
And Colin Braun bringing it to the pit box here. As you guys said, he's coming off that big finish in his rookie start at Le Mans, finishing second there. So this team really trying to rebound, get back in this thing. They ran so strong the first few races of the year, kind of missed it a little bit, had some bad luck at the 6 hours of the Glen, and they are just doing fuel here. So a little bit surprised, just doing left side tires and fuel. A little bit surprised they didn't want to go with right side tires on that. Short stop. Much like some of the other teams out here, a bit of a short stop on fuel. So he's going to give up quite a bit of track time to Gurney out there, because Gurney was right behind him, but they're going to need a caution to try and squeeze this thing back up.
Good stop, though. He gets out in front of Donohue. Donohue will have the momentum, though. It's a drag race up to the keyhole. Colin moves over to the right of the track and will hold position. No, here comes David. Donohue on the inside. Pushes Braun wide, and Pruitt will go through as well.
Colin Braun just defenseless there. He really had no tire tempo pressure to defend.
And he knew that, too. He knew when he got up there, there's no need to turn in front of these guys. They got full grip on. It's going to take him about a half more lap before he can contend with them.
He's in the mix, though, Dorse, isn't he? He's right there. They're coming up on Patrick Carpentier.
And that could hold that whole train up. It'll get real interesting here.
All that. Look at this battle here. This threesome of David Donohue, Scott Pruitt, and Colin Braun. Braun is up into his rhythm, and we're going to take you for a full lap on board. Grab the remote control, turn it up. Oh, Pruitt again sideways. Ride with 18-year-old Colin Braun. See if he can make any ground on Scott Pruitt.
There we go. Colin Braun is very close to Pruitt. He's in the draft.
He's got it coming.
That's going to be the widest rival you've ever seen, though.
Pruitt will hold the inside. There he goes.
Trying to force one of the masters of the sport into
Colin
a
will come back
mistake.
across to the outside. Can he run the rim shot? No, he can't. Pruitt using his experience there.
Remember, Colin's got Max Angelelli behind him, too, so he can't be too brave with these moves. He leaves that door open, and the 10 will be there.
Not too often you see Scott Pruitt getting a working over, but this is good stuff. And Pruitt equally is handling the pressure just nicely.
Think how far that young man Colin Braun has come in a short period of time. He's right now in between two of the masters in Daytona Prototype racing.
And assisting Pruitt with those defensive moves. As of Watkins Glen, the Ganassi team implemented the rear-facing camera with the monitor inside the cockpit.
Today, look at this.
This was a lap earlier. Colin Braun on Scott Pruitt. Well, he tried to do that the lap previous to this one, and Scott said, hey, I've seen that many times in my career.
How classic a double pass was that? You know, you get in there, you make the pass, but you have too much speed to be able to keep the car down. Scott knew it. He broke his car down early, switched over to the inside, said, ha, gotcha.
Colin's having a lot of fun, though, just really enjoying running in this front pack.
6 laps to go here at Mid-Ohio. Inside the 75 workshop. This is Colin Braun. Who has 2 veterans, one in front, one behind, and he is arm wrestling.
He's back with him.
Oh, it's going to get good now. It's too early right now. I'd run it down to about the 3rd lap to go and then stand back. It's all going to get to the fence.
And you guys, I mean, if you keep driving the way you are, it's certainly going to come. But Colin, there at the end, I know you got your start in quarter midgets and go-karts. It was almost like a go-kart race at the end. Everybody was so close.
It was really tight. You know, it was a lot of fun racing with Scott and you know, the 58 car there. It was really fun. But David Brown and the crew guys this weekend did a heck of a job. You know, we didn't start off so good, and we ended up doing a really good job, and the car was great in the end. And, you know, Max did a great job in the first stint. So if we keep our heads down, I'm sure we'll get one here soon.
Now, you made that pass on Scott at the end of the straightaway. It didn't last very long. Did you really think you could take Scott Pruitt to school?
Well, you know, I wasn't betting on it, but I figured, hey, I got to try. You know, I'm out here racing. I got to do everything I can. And if it would have been a little bit more grip, I would have looked like a hero. So, oh well.
Great effort. And you talk about effort. You wouldn't have been in that position, Max, if you hadn't had a good first stint. Certainly a lot of excitement there at the start. Got through it cleanly.
Absolutely. The start was very hectic. You know, it got actually a little bit behind, and but the guys, you know, as Colin said, you know, David Brown and all the guys at Crown Racing did a very good job. We didn't start the weekend very well, and we recovered, you know, brilliantly. The Pontiac engine was definitely, you know, a great engine to have, and I mean, you know, if we start continue like this, you know, we're definitely going to see on the top of the podium. And you know, I tell you, this is an awesome race. You know, this is awesome. You know, Colin did an awesome job as usual. You know, really proud of this association, and to the next one on the top.
To the next one on the top, they are certainly trying.